This might be one of the worst interactions I've had. Period. Dude, that's such a bad way to start a commentary. I'll try to draw some silver lining from the story because it is just a good story, but also it was just kind of insane. So I went to this party, and there were two girls at this party that I thought were pretty cute, that I was like, I'm totally gonna go talk to them. And it was funny because my friend was the one organizing this party, and he had he had told me, hey, you should talk to this girl. And this is the main character of this story. We're gonna call her Yellow Shoes Girl. He said, you should talk to Yellow Shoes Girl. I'll call the other girl, who will come up later in the story, Orange Shoes. And now, if you've never, really been into dating, there's a couple of things in life that are just kind of absolute no's for me. You know, if somebody is a heavy drug user, I'm not gonna date them or even pursue them. I'll talk to people, I'll talk to anybody, I'll be friendly with anybody, but there's a couple of things that just is an absolute no. And one of those things is religion. If you don't have the same views on religion, I think that's a very hard way to live life. I think if you're in a relationship with somebody, not to say I'm out here like I'm gonna be in a relationship with these two girls that I'm at the party. I'm saying in general, the people I would pursue, you sort of need to have that worldview the same. Whether you're Muslim, Christian, atheist, I think you should be on the same page. And as my friend is telling me, hey, you should talk to Yellow Shoes Girl, I'm like, okay, sure. The second thing he says is like, she's da-da-da. And it's the opposite of what I am. And so I'm like, frick, bro. All right, automatically, absolutely, I'm not gonna pursue this. But, it's good social practice. It's good to talk to girls, chat. I'll totally talk to her. Throughout the night, we eat some food. There's a dance. If you know me, I freaking love my dances. I got my boogie on. I did the worm. I was schmoovin'. I was grooving. And then we actually went out into a pool. So everybody hopped in a pool. We're hanging around, playing around. And Yellow Shoes Girl is pretty close proximity to me. For a lot of the time, but pretty quickly I realized this is the kind of girl I don't really even have interest in talking to or chatting to. Just kind of a very big, loud personality. There was a couple things she said that threw me off, and any sort of conversation that was forming, I kind of just let die. Part of this is actually in the ocean, so a wave comes over, hits both of us. So she drifts pretty close to me. I dodge a little bit away, and she says something like, well, are you scared I'm gonna hit you? I'm like, yeah. So, tomato, we've not got to the main point of this story. The point is, we leave the water, we get back to the party area, and that same friend who says, you should talk to Yellow Shoes Girl, said something like, I think Yellow Shoes Girl really enjoyed talking to you. And I just am sitting there, I say something like, yeah, I hope she enjoyed talking to me too, just like anybody else. But the party's ending in 20 minutes or so. Stuff is kind of winding down. And I've said hi to a lot of the people. I see Orange Shoes Girl, who I guess this is the first time she's been brought up. I see Orange Shoes Girl kind of standing over in a corner. She's like a more quiet girl, but one of the two that I initially was like, oh, I totally want to talk to this girl. They're cute. So I go over to Orange Shoes Girl and I start chatting. And it's great. We're talking about work. She walks dogs for a living, making some small talk. It's a good time. But then Yellow Shoe Girl comes over with two other girls and sort of joins the conversation, which is fine. We're at a party, we're at a social gathering. That's sort of what happens. Groups form and dissolve. But I'm kind of just wanting to talk to Orange Shoes Girl. But suddenly I find myself in a four-way conversation with these three new girls. But the critical point happens when Yellow Shoe Girl asks me what I do for a living, and I say I make Minecraft videos. I have never had somebody act so differently after me saying that. And the reason I say she acted so differently was because her follow-up question was, do you do your own laundry? And I've never felt more disrespected in my entire life. I was just kind of in shock, What did you just say? So my immediate thought is, yeah, obviously I have a house paid off. Like, yeah, of course I do my own laundry. And as I start to formulate an answer, I'm like, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not trying to flex. Why would I say? I guess I could just say like, yeah, I have a house. So stutteringly, it comes out, yeah, I have a house. I do my own laundry. And the very next thing that she says is, oh, he's stuttering now. I just felt the smile melt off of my face. You know, at social gatherings, I'm very outgoing. I'm a social butterfly. I like chatting to people. I'd like to think I'm pretty happy in life. But it just evaporated. What was I feeling at the time? Panic, anxiety, not sure. The bad feelings, I was not feeling good. It's sort of the nightmare situation of like why you would never make Minecraft videos growing up in school, why you would never bring that up in conversation, because it's just like, you know, this is like the nightmare situation. All of this is taking place within a couple of seconds, by the way. Rapid fire questions somewhere along. This is the one that I don't remember as well. The other two pretty ingrained into my head. I'm not going to be forgetting those anytime soon. But something about feeling established in life comes up, and I say something to the extent of, yeah, I feel ahead in life, because I just do. I think just nature of having a successful career with this YouTube channel, having a house, like I do just feel ahead. I was giving blood the other day. I was getting my blood drawn, and I told the nurse I'm 25. I'm 23. I'm 23. I think I'm older than I am. Maybe it's because it's 2025 or something. But I say something to the extent of, yeah, I feel pretty ahead in life. And again, Yellow Shoes Girl says something like, you know, sometimes people feel they're ahead in life when they're really not. Just pretty directly just telling me like, hey, you're not ahead in life. Like you. And I've just never been verbally bullied like this before. I kind of just sat there and took it. Any interest in conversation, I mean, was out the window. I was about ready to go. Thank goodness the party was literally shutting down in 5 minutes, so we kind of just keep standing there chatting. The girls invited me to go like have drinks with them after, like go clubbing, and I was like, no, thank you. So I get in the car with the boys, the guys that I came to this party with, and I tell them the story. Like, I just needed to get the story off of my chest, bro. And I've told this a couple of times since, but it was so crazy how much I kept thinking about this interaction. It was kind of burned into my brain for that entire night, and was I still thinking about it the next day? Maybe not. But that entire night, I just kept thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I'm still thinking about this. And you know, if there's one like sort of like turn we could take in this story to, obviously I don't want this story to be like, wow, this person is like terrible. Like if you have thoughts of, oh my gosh, this person is so terrible, I'm gonna leave a comment saying they're terrible. Like, you don't need to. I don't have any ill wishes for this person. Granted, they're not gonna be in my life. Like you can choose the people in your life, and thank goodness, like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna interact with this person again. It's freaking great. You can think that about some people, and also, you don't have to go attacking anybody. So I think that's chill. But there's very few times in life where you get negative things like this that happen to you, or I guess hopefully there's very few times where this happens. And it's a good opportunity to sort of, you know, observe that. I think a very valuable skill in life is being able to just kind of observe your own thoughts and your emotions, be able to sit with it, think about it, not judge it, just kind of accept it. Like I was playing pickleball earlier or yesterday, like in celebration of my dad's birthday, and I wasn't in a good mood for whatever reason. Maybe I was doing worse in pickleball, but I got to this point where I was like, I don't really want to keep playing, but it's my dad's birthday, and I want to keep playing because it's my dad's birthday, and like, you know, pickleball is fun and cool, but I was not enjoying myself. And I took a moment to really sort of think about it, and obviously I wanted to feel better, so I made a very concerted effort to just have a better time and really try to flip my mental around, and that's one of the hardest things to do in life. And I think I did it. I started playing better in pickleball. I started enjoying it. It was a good time, and I was very grateful that I could do that. And I think it's a very important skill in life to be able to just take stock of your own emotions. And, you know, if there's a silver lining to this story, like, 'cause it was a crazy story, you know? It's a very potent example of, oh my gosh, I'm feeling very bad right now because I just got freaking attacked, bro. And so I think that completes the saga of Yellow Shoes Girl. You know, making this commentary, even thinking about making the story and telling it a couple of times to other people. One of the things I didn't want to happen was I didn't want it to taint my perception of the rest of the night, because it was actually a really good party. I had so much fun dancing. There was good people there, good company. I went with a bunch of friends, and I had one of like my top 4 like meals of all time, bro. It was just a good night. And so even though some bad things can happen, I definitely thoroughly enjoyed that night, and I don't really know where the rest of this commentary is going. I don't want it to be like a holy frick, this person sucks, let's go like destroy them. It was a crazy interaction, a good story, and hopefully a somewhat decent speedrun, because that is the speedrun, and that is the end of this commentary video. Hope you enjoyed at the very least, and I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.